What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another retro review. This is A Different World season 4. Season 4, episode 2. Baby, Dwayne is caught up in his Konnichiwa honey, as Whitley likes to call her. They are down at the pit. They are canoodling and sanoodling and some more stuff. And Whitley is green with envy. She cannot handle it. She cannot understand. And she cannot handle it. Now, everybody doesn't seem to have a problem with Keanu, right? They all like Keanu. They think that she's good for Dwayne and all that good stuff. Ron has intensified his pursuit of Whitley. He was like, now that you are out of my way, I can go and be with Whitley, that's who she's supposed to be with all along. And Dwayne is like, bruh, it don't matter whether I was trying to get with Whitley or not. Whitley is not going to give you the time of day. And of course, Dwayne, Ron makes his move on Whitley, and Whitley shoots him down like boom, boom, pow, pow, out the sky, crash and burn, right? Now, while this is going on, this is the episode where we meet Professor Randolph, right? Now, Professor Randolph is a visiting professor from Stanford University. He is like the quintessential that is in African American studies, right? He's there at Hillman to teach a class, and as a result, I'm sorry, y'all. And as a result, everybody's trying to get into his class. Now, Freddie is determined that it's going to be her. She's bought all the books, and she is so ready and prepared to get into this class. And when the day of the class, everybody is there to get into the class. Now, Whitley is unimpressed. She is like, I don't understand what the big deal is. But remember, Whitley is just trying to get a couple of more credits so she can get on out of there and get her little, degree so she can, go move on to be an art dealer, right? It's so funny because in this moment, Freddie reminds me of myself in this episode, because a couple of years ago, I had the pleasure of taking a class. It was a month-long class at Duke University, right? And it was under NEH, National Education, NEA, but it was grassroots. It was I can't remember the exact title, but it was about grassroots politics of the 1960s. So we were digging deep. Like, we weren't just talking about SNCC. We were talking about the actual planning, what went into creating what we all know are these historical moments. And we had so many different people. I met pioneers that I read about in the books. Like, I actually became cool. I can say we friends, but like, I could call them up if I need like a letter of recommendation, or I want to talk to them about something, or I need information. And I remember the day that Hassan Jeffries was going to be there. Now, Dr. Hassan Jeffries, in my opinion, is like one of the quintessential, historians of our time. He teaches at Ohio State now. He's a Morehouse grad. That's one of my brothers from Morehouse. I went to Bennett. And when he walked in the room, I was like I was starstruck, because I absolutely love him, right? Not in a inappropriate way. So I understood where Freddie was coming from in this moment. And so they have their meeting with Professor Randall. And this is where we also meet Matthew, who is Freddie's cousin, who is white, who goes to Avery. And so we get a chance to meet Matthew, which is Freddie's cousin. Again, I think I already said this part. Sorry, the video cut off. And so, of course, everybody's giving him the side eye because he didn't showed up for this class in African American Studies, and they're all like, and one of the girls even makes a little snide comment about Freddie being divided on the topic because she half white. And Professor Randall clearly puts her in her place, because Professor Randall was like, so I guess you are 100% African and you can trace your roots all the way back. And of course, she's kind of like looking, kind of crazy or whatever. And so Professor Randall says, listen, the class, this is how I'm going to decide, because I got everybody that wants to take this class, and this is how I'm going to decide who gets into this class. I need everybody to write me an essay basically telling me why I should let you in this class, right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish this part of the story up. So Terrence is trying to get in the class, child. Terrence wrote, because you blew my mind essay. Like, literally, that was the line, because you blew my mind. Professor Randall was like, sir, you didn't even finish the sentence. Like, this is not even a complete sentence, okay? And Freddie comes in to give her essay, and he thinks that she's just getting ready to, do a written essay. And she was like, I couldn't contain myself into words. And he was like, okay, well, I'm not giving you an extension on the assignment. And she was like, no, I don't need an extension. I just need you to just take a seat. And this is one of my favorite parts, like one of my favorite, not the whole episode so per se, but this part of it, because Freddie did this whole performance art piece where she's talking about the slaves coming over from Africa as cargo, and you know how that, you know, created the whole Black Pride situation. And that's, you know, basically saying why she needs to take the class, right? So of course he's blown away, and he tells her she can get in the class, you know, and he tells her, you stay thirsty, because there was a part in it where she talks about needing her thirst being quenched. So it was cute, and that was actually a really good, it was in a moment, like with the first time I saw it, it was like a powerful moment, right? Now while this is going on, Whitley gets a whole bouquet of roses, and she assumes they came from Dwayne. Now why she thought they came from Dwayne, I will never know, but she's talking to Jaleesa about it, and Jaleesa was like, girl, you know Dwayne ain't sending them damn flowers. Like, girl. But she thinks they're from Dwayne, and she proceeds to go across the hall to take the flowers to say thank you. And Dwayne is like, girl, Ron sent those flowers. I heard him ordering them today. Like, I keep telling him he don't have a chance with you. I don't know why he keeps trying to, you know, push up on you. I keep telling him that you ain't gonna give him a shot. And so Whitley starts talking about Keanu, and basically telling Dwayne that she knows that Keanu is just a fling and he don't really love her like that. And he was like, no, like, don't do that. Like, that's my girl. Don't do that. And of course, Keanu comes in because they were getting ready to have a picnic, and she proceeds to call her another word that is not Keanu. And this is where the whole Kanishiwa moment starts, right? Because we know that Whitley never gets her name right. So back down to the pit, Ron and Dwayne are having a conversation, and Dwayne is telling Ron, listen, Whitley is never going to give you a shot. Like, stop. You need to stop pushing up on her. She's never going to give you the time of day. And Whitley overhears the conversation. She overhears Dwayne telling Ron he ain't got a shot in hell. So Ron tries once again to ask Whitley out, and she promptly says, I'll go. Which, of course, throws Dwayne all the way off, and he is shocked that Whitley is going to go on a date with Dwayne. And so, with Ron. So they end up going on the date, and while Ron is getting ready, Ron is all excited and stuff, and Dwayne is like, bruh, like, you can't be this dense. Like, you have to know that this is all for me. Like, you have to know that this is all for my purposes. Like, he played the voice recording where she's talking about where they're going to be and gives like the exact address and time they're going to be there. He was like, and, of course, Ron was like, so you think that's for your benefit? Dwayne was like, duh. Like, come on. Like, you got to know that she's playing with you. While this is going on, Whitley is on the other side getting dressed. And Jaleesa is telling Whitley, like, you playing games. Like, you're playing games with they're best friends. Like, this isn't right. You might be creating a situation that, writing a check your behind can't cash on this one. And she says, it's no big deal. Me and Ron are just friends. He knows what it is. And she was like, really? Dwayne is like a big ass puppy dog around you. Like, have you not paid attention how Ron, not Dwayne, how Ron just, he's a big puppy dog around you. Like, I don't think he gets it, and, Whitley is like, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I got this under control. So, Jaleesa's like, yeah, all right, but be sure you know what you're doing. So from there, they go out on the date. And of course, Whitley is waiting for Dwayne to show up the whole night, which he never does. But then her and Ron end up having a real heart-to-heart conversation. And she tells Ron, listen, Ron, I'm sorry, but you know what it was, right? Like, I was never really trying to, like, be with you. And he was like, I guess in the back of my mind, wishful thinking, but I guess in the back of my mind, I kind of did know. And so they start talking. And so he confides in Whitley that he really don't like Keanu. Like, she's around the apartment all the time, and he really ain't crazy about her. So now she got herself a little partner in crime, right? But they end up going back to the apartment, and he asked Whitley, well, can I at least get a goodnight kiss? And Whitley was like, all right, whatever. And she kisses him on the cheek. But then while they're standing out there, Dwayne comes out of the apartment, and she sees Dwayne, and then she proceeds to give Ron like a full-on, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation type kiss, which of course got Dwayne all in his feelings. And Ron sachets his ass in the house because he had already told Willie he can't wait to get home and not tell Dwayne nothing. Y'all know how this goes, okay? Y'all know how this goes. So anyway, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.